Okay, so this video is for Lavish Princess. I was watching a video on some girl's channel. I told Lavish to subscribe and I'll make a video for her. This is it. Uh, for the confirmation on how you know if who you're with is supposed to be for you um, or made for you. So, let me pause this. Playing 64. So, one, if you're with somebody and already with them, you need to pray and ask if this person is for you. Because you should ask before you get in a relationship with them. You should do that off bat. But if you're already with them, ask him. Ask him to reveal it for you, to you. Um, and he'll give you more than enough signs. Now, if you decide not to listen to that, then you're gonna go through the the circles, what I call it. So this is your relationship. This is your relationship, and this is your smartness. So it's gonna go like this. When the points meet, this is your time to leave the relationship, and when uh yeah, your time to leave when you get fed up and you get to that point when you're done. But if you don't, you have to go through all the BS and all the things again until you get to that point again. And then it's going to keep going, but they're going to get bigger and bigger. Then you're wasting more and more time. That's what happens. So you need to listen. Um, my confirmation with my wife, future wife, fiance, whatever you want to call her, but it's my wife. Uh, so I had prayed for 3 months before we started talking, and I asked the Lord I asked him for a wife, and I wanted her to love me for me and to love my daughter. That was it. I didn't ask for nothing else. I didn't ask for beauty. I didn't ask for she can cook. I didn't ask none of those things. Just for her to love me for me and to love my daughter. That's it. Um, a month after that, I had a dream about my wife. I was in downtown Portland. She doesn't live here. Um, she was in. I was walking around Pioneer Square doing something, and she ran up to me and was like, "Hey, how you been?" And I ain't seen her in 10 plus years. And I was like, "Good," blah blah blah. And she gave me a hug and left. Somebody else I knew walked up, talked to me, and then that was like the end of the dream. She mattered. I don't even remember who the other person was, but she was the one that really stuck to me. A month after that, she reached out to me. The small chit chat wasn't nothing. A little bit after that, she reached out again, and then we just hit it off, and we just started talking about all kinds of stuff. My cousin had an incident, and I'd say we started talking more, but we were already talking really, really tough already, and everything that we talked about were things that I wanted to do, but I'm more letting her talk. I'm not doing a lot of talking. I'm just hearing what she has to say. And this is how I know that she was made for me, because everything that she was saying is everything that I like or want to do. Like moving out to the sticks and raising chickens and cows and stuff. She's younger than me. She still wants to have kids. Um, she talked early before we even got together about what she requires in a man and a husband. She, I need these things. These are things that I need. I require these things. I dig it. Uh, and then she said what she would offer, what she has to offer. Not what, yeah, what she has to offer. And sounds good. Sounds amazing. Um, it started getting to a point where I was really, really digging everything that she was saying because it's all, and I know her past and things like that. She knows my past, but though that's the old us, and she's been saved for some years. Um, I just really turned my life over, and being with her, I got baptized. But before we got together, I had asked the Lord if I should be with her. And this is in prayer. I asked the Lord that. As soon as I asked if I should be with her, I got a ding on Facebook. I continued to pray. I looked at my phone after the prayer, and it was her sister. And her sister says, "Hey, she says she's going to marry you one day." And I was like, "What are you talking about?" And she was like, "Yeah, she's picking me up to go to the gym, and she said that she's going to marry you one day." So I smile, I chuckle, and I call her. I'm like, "So you gonna marry me, huh?" She was like, "Yeah, I said something like that." I was like, "I'll bet." Shortly after that, we got together. Um, I want to say like a month or two goes by, and no red flags, no nothing. And again, I asked the Lord, should I marry her? Because everything is perfect. I wouldn't say perfect as in like who she is and who she say she is who she is. All of these things are who she is. I can't ask for nothing more. She loves me for me. She met my daughter. She loves my daughter. Honestly, the first the first time she came out, we got snowed in, and she was only supposed to be here for a few days, and was stuck here for like 2 weeks, like a week and a half, something. But the first night she spent like just she met my daughter, it was just perfect. Like, yeah, off the bat, she loved my daughter. And I'm just like, oh man, this is crazy. It was almost like we've been doing this already for a long time, and my daughter has never really met the women that I've been with, but I also haven't been with a lot of women. I've never brought women around my daughter because they weren't worthy to be around my daughter. And I told my daughter when I stopped talking to her mom, which was some years ago now, the next woman that I am with, I'm going to marry her, which is my wife. I'm for sure going to marry her. But anyways, I asked the Lord if I should marry her. In the middle of the prayer, the phone goes off. Get done with prayer, look at the phone. It's her mom. And her mom was like, "Oh, you're such a good man, and I'm so happy for you guys. I knew you guys were gonna get back together, and blah blah blah." She was my first girlfriend when I was a kid, like 14, 15, like young. And yeah, to say that you knew we was gonna get back together, I don't know how you seen that, but either way, just her saying that I'm a good dude and stuff like that. As soon as I say that in prayer, that is confirmation. 100%. I don't see it no other way. And when you're with somebody, also, when you're with somebody and you don't have any feeling that they are doing wrong or anything like that, because she lives in another state, and I trust her and don't have any concern, no red flags, none of that. Everybody that I've been with before, always, I'm not trusting nothing at all. I've tried the long distance relationship, it doesn't work. But I was also a different person. But still, um, and then on top of that, the Lord did me right, so she can cook. She makes bread from scratch. She makes butter. She makes all kinds of stuff. She made the best tacos. Oh God, leave me alone. She made the best tacos I have ever had in my life, and I've had a lot of tacos. But there's so many things, and did I say she's beautiful? Yeah, she's beautiful, beautiful. Like, yeah. And then she just like the Lord never does things where you would understand, but the Lord also knows me. Like, it couldn't be a woman that had short hair. Couldn't be a super skinny woman. Yeah, there's certain things I wouldn't go for, and they would be they would kind of have to be pretty. It sounds kind of shallow, but it is what it is. Now, if they had one of those things, they would have to literally talk and everything just like my wife does. Because I honestly didn't believe that my wife was here in the United States. I didn't. I figured I was gonna marry an older woman, and my thoughts on kids and things were over, like completely. Uh, yeah, my wife still wants to have a kid, possibly two, but she's younger than me a little bit, not much, but um, she's clean. She doesn't do drugs. She doesn't drink. That's crazy for early 30s and not do none of those things, not wanting to go out. Her going out is going on a hike. I dig it. She likes making experiences, and I love that. Um, and then we're evenly yoked. That's another crucial thing. A lot of people don't know what evenly yoked is, but it's like a yin yang. Um, one person good at finances, the other one's not. One person works out, the other one is kind of lazy. So one person has to kind of push the other one, and that's what makes it work. And that is what makes the relationships, well, that's what makes you elevate, because those places that you're lacking, your that spouse is helping you get better in those weak areas, and you're helping them do the same thing. Yeah, praise the Lord, because yeah, man, I tell you, woo, he did me right, because I didn't ask him for nothing, but he just took. Okay, well, he didn't ask for that, but I'm gonna give him this. And yo, he gave it to me, boy. I tell you, woo, praise the Lord, man. Yeah, get it right though. Pray before a lot of things that you do, a lot of big decisions, especially with the people that you are with. Um, Work on your prayer life, and there's so much more that I could say about my wife. Um, one thing too is before we got together, um, we were talking about energy drinks. It was Red Bull, and I used to drink energy drinks like all day. I don't drink them no more, just because she was like, "Oh, you know what's in that stuff? You know what it can do." And I'm like, "Yeah, blah blah blah." That was the last one I drank. Don't drink it no more. It's not because she asked me, but I don't know what it was about that conversation that made me not want it no more. And that's another reason why I believe that she is for me. Because anything that a woman told me before, I don't care what you're talking about. It doesn't matter. But because she said it, it kind of meant something. Well, it didn't kind of mean something. It did mean something, and that's why I stopped. Um, yeah, it's different when you know somebody's made for you. It truly is, and it's a beautiful thing. Um, I could never understand it when I was younger. I despised it. I really hated seeing it because I didn't think it was real. I didn't think it was something that was for me. I truly didn't. That's why I hated it. But now that I got it and I see that it's obtainable, but everything through God is you can have it. It's promised to you. Everything is. Everything's promised to you. Like yeah, I want to make a testimony and put my testimony on here, but my daughter be watching my YouTube and I don't want her looking at me like I don't have to figure something out. But I really do want to say my word because it's really important to say our testimonies because I say it to people out here on the street. But anyways, we're getting off the topic. Praise the Lord. Question question the Lord and ask Him. That's all you got to do. Just ask Him. Ask Him whatever. Ask Him to reveal everything. And if you don't ask Him, especially if you're with that person, you know that you're not supposed to be with that person. If you're scared to ask the Lord, should you be with that person? You shouldn't be with them. Have a good night.